My child, everywhere you look, society is testing men, subtly and constantly, aiming to drain us while promising us the world. With every ad, every must-have item, every click on social media, they're laying bait to make you believe you're in control. But they're not after your growth, they're after your dependency. We're being taught to hand over our resources, our attention, and our time piece by piece, like it's no big deal. Think about it. The streaming services, the convenience of shopping apps, the countless social movements, each appears to empower you, to give you freedom, to support your best interests. But the truth is, these distractions are pushing us toward a cycle of exhaustion, subtly eroding what makes us strong and independent. Many of you have probably felt that intuitive alarm go off, a suspicion that society's setup isn't as innocent as it seems. If you have sensed that there's something off, you're not alone. This subtle war against masculine independence has been escalating. One example, the explosion of installment payment options that extend even to the cheapest of items. It used to be that paying in installments was reserved for high-priced essentials. Today, even a $20 product comes with a monthly payment plan, tempting those already struggling to live beyond their means. And why? Because a man spending incrementally feels less burdened by his purchases, falling into a trap where those small payments become a mountain of debt. Big corporations know exactly what they're doing, offering us convenience on one hand while quietly pulling us into dependency with the other. For young men, this is a setup, a seduction into overspending and financial irresponsibility, embedding the idea that managing debt is somehow the norm. The result? We're seeing a generation increasingly financially crippled. Basic needs feel like luxuries, and big brands capitalize on this vulnerability. They draw men into overspending by promoting products as though each one is indispensable to a better life. If you are struggling to get by, that subtle allure of buy now, pay later only digs the hole deeper. But take a moment to add up every dollar from each minuscule purchase. $1,001 expenses are the same as a single $1,000 mistake, and it doesn't take a financial guru to see how quickly that adds up. Then there's the social media influence, a pressure cooker for young men today. It's a constant comparison game, one that breeds anxiety, competition, and the endless need to keep up. Social platforms have become a battlefield of personal inadequacy, urging us to acquire, to spend, to flash success, even if it's artificial. You'll see young men driven by societal expectations, piling up debts to buy status symbols they can't afford, all to maintain the facade of a life they think will earn them respect. Credit cards, mortgages, loans, it's all part of the same endless chase. And statistics confirm it. Millions of people have more debt than savings, barely scraping by. That's the real price of social media's constant comparison culture. And here's the ugly truth. Financial stress isn't just a heavy burden, it's a mental trap. Men who get swept into this whirlpool of financial strain face spiraling consequences that affect everything: health, relationships, mental well-being. Imagine the frustration of buying into a lifestyle you cannot afford only to realize that you have bought into a lifelong cycle of anxiety and debt. Society might tell you to live your best life now, but it won't be there to pull you out when that debt catches up. And when you're grinding to make those payments, the shiny veneer of those finer things wears off fast. Then there's the burden of the feminized social order that creeps into every corner of life, forcing men into roles without authority, shackling them to responsibilities without freedom. Today, men are being pressured to take on commitments before they're prepared, pushed into marriage or heavy family responsibilities, often under societal scrutiny. In many places, a man's duty is weaponized against him, forcing him to provide but stripping him of the very authority that once balanced that role. This is a system engineered to exhaust men emotionally and financially, to keep them in line, without the autonomy to make decisions that benefit their lives. Marriage and family responsibilities have been manipulated into a system that serves the society more than it does the individual involved. Men are encouraged to enter partnerships under the illusion of legacy and unity, yet are often left stripped of their decision-making power and freedom. Imagine a man roped into the role of provider, pushed to the brink to maintain a family, only to watch his authority in that family be minimized. And should the partnership dissolve, he may find himself fortifying much of what he sacrificed for, with little to nothing in return. This is the modern reality for men, but there's a way forward. Start with vigilance. Every dollar, every hour, these are your weapons. Be ruthless with where you spend and what you invest in. Set up your life before giving society a foothold in your plans. Resist the illusion that you need to indulge every desire right now. There's time for luxury, but only when it doesn't compromise your foundation. Prioritize your own stability above everything society tries to sell you. And when it comes to responsibility, take it on only if it's yours to lead. If society insists that you must be accountable, then you must also claim the authority that comes with it. Your life is your domain. Do not allow anyone to rob you of your right to control it. A man who is in control of his time, money, and choices is a man with freedom. A man who cannot be easily manipulated. To dive deeper into intriguing topics like this, click here to watch more and wake up.